Hello leaders, and welcome back to another edition, a video version of Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So we are on episode 299. I cannot believe this is episode 299 already. It seems like I just started these last month, but it's been almost a year now. So today we're continuing on with the leadership challenge of retention. So how are you going about retaining your best people? And today we're going to talk about the retention challenge of basically lack of advancement. So are you providing advancement opportunities? And if not, that might be a very big source of why you're not retaining your best people. So I got a couple tips, a couple ideas, and I'm going to record the podcast now. So I will start the recording, and you'll see all my screw ups and flub ups and double takes, but that's okay because this video is as real as it gets. It is it's as authentic as it gets. If you could, you'll see all my mistakes, but it's all right. Here we go. So ready? I'm going to push the record button. Hello leaders, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So this whole week we're talking about the different challenges of retention, how you can retain your best people, and maybe sometimes how you lose your best people. Today we're diving into the challenge of advancement or lack of advancement. So let me ask you, have you ever worked in a job where you have basically topped out and there's just nowhere else to go, nowhere else to move up? Or maybe there is a higher position, but the person that's in that position, maybe they're young, maybe they just got in that position, and maybe they're just not going anywhere for a long time. So if you have been in that situation, how did it make you feel? And if you have been in that situation, you know exactly how deflating it can be to go into work every day knowing that there's no chance of advancement for you. So consider how your bright and up-and-coming team members feel if they're in that position, if they see limited advancement opportunities in your organization. Do you think they're coming to work every day fired up to do their absolute best? If they just know there's just nowhere to go? Well, some of them may be fired up and some of them may not be. But I will guarantee many of your top performers are looking for other options outside of your organization because they do want to advance. So here's my tip of the day to improve if you're in this position. And you may not like it because the first idea, I'm not going to tell you my outline is kind of screwed up here. So here's my tip of the day to improve this position. And you may not like it, but I'm going to tell it to you anyways. All right. So you see, this tip you may not like because it's not necessarily aimed for long term right now. It's mainly aimed towards getting the best productivity out of your best performances right now, so you can get maximum performance from them. If you accept the fact that your top performers are only going to be with your company for a few years, why dwell on it? If you know that you have low retention levels, why not just get the most out of them right now while you have them? Now, you can do that. You can get the most out of them. You can get the best performance out of them by empowering them as much as you possibly can. Teach them, mentor them, show them that you really care about them, and let them do their job. Let them prosper in their jobs right up until the day they leave. You know, this plan and this tip is much like the plan and the mindset of Duke University's basketball coach, Coach Mike Krzyzewski. And that's the way he approaches his teams every year. He basically knows that at best, he's going to have his best players for maybe 1 to 2 years. I mean, college basketball players are leaving for the pros right after their freshman year. So Coach K says, you know what, I'm not going to fight this. I'm just going to get the best out of it. I'm going to play my freshmen. I'm going to play my best team. And if I have them for a year, so be it. And I mean, he's turning it in pretty good. If you notice, Duke is always at the top of the basketball charts. You know, they're always ranked in the top 4 or 5, it seems. Okay, now if you don't like this mindset and this plan that Coach K has for your organization, here's a completely different option that you can take, and that is to establish a detailed rotation plan where your best up-and-coming team members are basically rotating around to different areas within your organization. This will ultimately allow them to see where they can really fit in the best, and it'll allow them to become more attached to the organization as a whole and to other team members on a much deeper level, which may actually in the long run sway them to stay longer with your company. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and just remember, retention is a real challenge for many organizations, and it's not going to just disappear overnight. We need to proactively take drastic steps to combat our retention issues, because it costs a lot of money to hire new people and get them trained up and get them onboarded and get them fit in with your culture. So take advantage of the great people that you have today, because tomorrow's no guarantee that they're going to be there. Hey, as a reminder, please check out my YouTube channel, Current Leadership Coaching, where you can watch the uncut, unedited video versions of this show, and you can get a little extra tip every day. As always, thanks for listening, and until tomorrow, run to your challenges. All right, so that is the podcast version. I will take that 6.5 minutes and scrunch it down to about 2 minutes. So on the video, you're getting a lot of extras. You're getting my screw ups and my double takes, of course, but you know, you can see what I go through in producing this podcast. And I don't really focus. I don't want to read a script by script, a word by word script. So I just usually have an outline to hit key points. But I screw up a little bit, and that's all right. Because you know what? We all learn every day. Most of the time, if you see some kind of video or podcast that's perfect and pristine every time, chances are they're editing and cutting that, and I don't want to show that here. So let's talk a little bit more about this concept of getting the most out of your people while you have them. You know, the younger generations, and I'm kind of a cusper, and I'm in the middle of the boomer and the Generation X generation. So I kind of have tendencies of both of those generations. The millennials, and that is ranging anywhere from 20 to 37, 38 range, that's considered millennials. The millennials like to job hop a lot. And whether you like this or not, that's just what they do. So we need to figure out how we can keep them longer, or at the best case scenario, we need to figure out how to get the maximum production out of them while we have them. And we could do that by giving them empowerment, all right? Empowering them to do their job. Don't micromanage them. Teach them how to do their job, and then care enough and trust them enough to step back and let them thrive. Okay? And you're going to keep them around longer if they can do that. If they're coming into work and they see that they're really good, and they know they're really good, they know they're respected, they know that you care a lot about them, and they know that they're really kind of making a difference, they're going to stick around. But they also, that rotation thing, man, if you can get them to rotate around, that's pretty cool too, because that deeper level, that gives them a connection. And people don't want to leave areas and things that they're really comfortable with and they really like. So the bigger connection that you can create with them, the better off you're going to be. Hey, this is a little bit longer than normal, but I hope you enjoyed this. And again, retention is a real issue. We need to spend time trying to figure out why or how we can retain our very best people. Hey, until tomorrow, I hope you enjoyed this show. I'll catch you tomorrow, and run to your challenges.